Hey everyone, I'm Revealing Too Much, and for this video about Marvel's Midnight Suns coming soon from 2K and Firaxis, we're going to talk about another topic that I think is important, especially when you're thinking about picking up a game. The question I want to answer today that you might have already guessed if you've seen the thumbnail or the title is there enough to do in this game to make it worth the money? Now, I don't think this is the only question that people are going to have when they're thinking about picking up the game, so I'm making a whole series of videos to try to answer a bunch of questions. So make sure you check out that playlist. But for today, what we're going to talk about is there enough to do? First of all, I want to get it out of the way right off the bat. When we're talking about something like, is there enough to do in a video game? Hi, I'm Revealing Too Much. Have we met? Because whatever it says on time to beat or how long to beat or whatever that site is for any given video game, I can pretty much guarantee that I'm probably going to double that. I play games very slowly because as soon as a game gives me an objective, I like to go the opposite way and see what I can find that way, because maybe there's something interesting. Maybe I'm going to discover something that I otherwise would have missed. I thought it was important to provide that info right off the bat because when we talk about something like, is there enough to do in a video game, my answer might be very different than yours. If you are constantly going forward to the next objective, skipping anything that's optional, you're going to have a different experience than I have. In a game like this, when I'm invested in the characters and the story, I like to do everything, which means I will go very far out of my way just to see if a new path has opened up that wasn't opened before, or to see if I can find something that maybe I missed previously. If you play the game like that, I think I can honestly say that there probably is enough to do in this game to make it worth whatever you pay for it. Obviously, that depends on your calculation, and when I'm talking about this, I do like to clarify that I was given the game for free, so that makes the equation a little bit different. But I am over 20 hours into the game and barely at all into the story. I've just unlocked heroes that you unlock pretty early if you focus on the story, because I've been doing so many side missions and I've been doing so much exploring, and I've been having every single conversation that I could have with every single hero. I even do the thing where if I'm walking by NPCs and they're talking, I stop and listen to their conversation until it ends because I'm interested to hear what they're talking about when they're not interacting with my character. After having done a lot of this side stuff, I can say that a pretty good portion of it is worth it. I don't think every bit of exploring is absolutely necessary, and maybe I'll feel differently when I get to the actual end of the game. Maybe by the time I get to that point, I'll realize, oh, all of that time I spent was worth it because it unlocked this or that sort of thing. But right now, a lot of the exploring is worth it because, I mean, if you're interested in cosmetics, you unlock a lot of cosmetics by exploring. You get to solve mysteries around the Abbey. You get to find items that will increase rewards for other side quests. There's a lot that you can do by exploring. That being said, I don't think you will probably need to explore quite as much as I have. I've really been looking around in all the nooks and crannies of the Abbey because I want to be able to give you these honest impressions. So I may be exploring even more than I usually would. If you play the game like that, if you play the game like me, where you're constantly exploring, constantly having conversations, doing everything on the side that you can, I have no doubt that you will be able to put a lot of time into just a single playthrough of the game. And from what I understand, if you want to increase friendship with all heroes, you're going to have to do multiple playthroughs because it's either very hard or impossible to do it in one playthrough. So if you want to experience everything, it might take multiple playthroughs, and right now my first playthrough is over 20 hours and I'm maybe a third of the way through the story. There's going to be a lot of time that you can put into this game. If you don't play games like me, I don't really know the answer of, is there going to be enough for you to do? If you like the combat, if you're willing to do a lot of side quest combat, then I think you can honestly get as much time out of the game as you want. There's actually an upgrade to the Abbey that you can get that allows you to go on combat missions in Limbo just for XP. So theoretically, you could do as much combat as you want and never run out. There's always other missions for me to do on the mirror table as well, so every time I have to choose a new mission, I have to decide, do I advance the story, or do I keep working on side quests for those rewards? And a lot of times, to upgrade the Abbey, I need the rewards from a side quest, so I'll choose that. Like I've said in all of these videos, a lot of these questions I'm answering are very subjective. They really depend on who you are and how you play a game. But I think if you are willing to put the time in, if you are committed to the story and the characters and the mysteries of the Abbey and unlocking everything there is to know about the Midnight Suns, I think there is plenty to do in this game, and I think it could last a very long time if you wanted it to. On top of that, I think if you just do the required missions, you're probably still going to put a decent amount of time into the game. I don't really know how long that would be. It might be 20 or 30 hours, something like that, if you just do what's required. But you might be doing yourself a disservice if you just do what's required, because there will be a lot of things that you'll miss, a lot of things that you won't unlock. And honestly, from what I've unlocked from doing side quests, it might just make the game harder. I hope this has been helpful. My goal with all of these videos is to provide you information that will hopefully help you decide whether or not you want to pick up Marvel's Midnight Suns when it comes out on December 2nd. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.